I'm in a sea of despair. I'm in a sea of despair. And I don't really have anything to say today. I just wanted to make that note that I'm in a sea of despair. And that's all I really have to say today. I don't have a lot to say. It's just the same old thing, you know. It's just the same old thing. And I'm in a place where nothing ever grows. Nothing ever gets better. And I sit and I pray that things could get better, but they never do. Things never get better. If there's one thing I know about life is that things never get better. Things only get worse. And my sea of despair is something that will guide me through the storm, quiet storm. This storm that's slowly tearing our planet apart. I can't stand it. I can't stand climate change. I can't stand the droughts. I can't stand the tornadoes. I can't stand the wars. I can't stand the famines. I can't stand any of it. I can't stand any of it. And it's all heartbreaking, and it worries me. And I know Elon Musk says it's a good thing that 10% of the planet gets its energy from renewable sources like solar and wind. And that's a good thing. We should be proud that 10% of our planet gets its energy from solar and wind, and we should be proud of that. But it's still scary because things could get so much worse so quickly. Things could fall apart so quickly, and you don't know what to say. You never know what to say. And things could get so bad, and I worry about climate change, and I worry that I don't make enough money. I worry that I'm not a good enough person. I worry about so many things, and it's all too much to handle. Everything is too much to handle. Everything stresses me out. Everything confuses me. I just wallow in despair and I cry for help. And this video is my cry for help. And I'm desperate. At this point, I'm desperate for any sign of hope. Any sign that this sea will not rise up and flood the remains of my heart. My heart will be flooded with tears. And there's a storm in my shoes that won't go away. There's a storm in my shoes from my tears that fill my shoes with agony and despair. My shoes are filled with the sea of despair. I walk, I wander, I yearn, I cry for help. And these tears won't go away. My fears, the sum of all my fears, are with me to the end of time. The end of time, my fears are overwhelming. My tears are the sum of all my fears. It's the sum of everything I've ever worried about is climate change and my lack of employment and the awfulness of everyday life, this monotony has gotten hold of me, this fear of settling into this disaster of a life. I'm never satisfied. There's nothing I could do that could satisfy me. And my desires are never satisfied. My desires never go away. I can't make my desires go away. It's a lot to handle. My desires are just overwhelming. And I'm conceited. And I'm arrogant. I'm arrogant enough to think that my desires can be filled somehow. My desires can be requited. I could have requited love. I could have satisfied desires. I could make my dreams come true. Make my desires filled with ecstasy. Have my sea of despair be replaced by a gluttony of joy. A room filled with feast of happiness. A sea of happiness. A sea of tranquility. Could my sea of despair ever be replaced with a sea of tranquility? Could anything but the worst scenario ever happen in my life? Could anything good happen to me? Could the clouds go away and the quiet storms slowly go away and the sum of all my fears could go somewhere else and my happiness become my gladness and my dreams become my truth and my fears of falling and my fears of failing turn into something else, something better? Could I find myself somewhere else, somewhere more invigorating, somewhere more substantial, somewhere real? I just want something real. I know that doesn't make any sense because everything you hear is it should be better than bliss, it should be better than reality, but I just want something real. I want something I can count on, something there for me. And I don't even know how to explain it. It's a sea of despair that hounds me, and I wake up every morning and I say, this is my prison, this prison of my mind. My mind blocks me from the outside world, and I focus on introspection and reading Twitter and listening to music and watching YouTube and watching Netflix. And this introspection secures me, and I feel comfortable in the blanket of the sea of tranquility. But the sea of tranquility is really a sea of despair because I know who I am. I know where I'm going, and I'm not going very far. I'm not going to climb the hill because I'm too afraid of heights. I can't climb anything if I'm afraid of heights, if there's fear of falling, there's fear of disaster, there's fear of mortality, there's fear of everything. And I'm afraid of everything, and nothing ever gets better, the pain never goes away. I'm just like wrapped up in a little blanket, and I'm thrown away, and I walk away from everything I've ever known, and I know that I'm not a good person, but I try. Every day I wake up and I try to be a better person. I cry when midnight sighs. I cry when midnight sighs. And I shake and I cough and I'm so unsure of myself, and I'm feeling so much older. And every day I'm feeling so much older. And this stench of failures fills me with malaise, and my darkest desires fill my heart with hope. But I'll never see the day where I will where I will finally be eloped, and I will find that uh, ecstasy, that dream come true, that wish I made, that wish upon a star, that thing I wanted since I was very young, that real feeling, that real desire. That's for someone else. That's for someone else. For me, it's the sea of despair. The sea of despair is a traveling temptation I yearn for, and I go upon, and these depths of I can get so deep into this ocean, so deep into your ocean, and I, it's not it's never going to satisfy me. None of this is ever going to satisfy me, and nothing ever could satisfy me because my desires are meant to be unquenched. My desires are meant to be unfilled. My dreams are meant to never come true because I'm no one, and no one is me. And I know that I could become someone someday if I want it badly enough. I could leave this sea of despair, and I could go change my hair, change my attitude, change my life, change my latitude, change where I live, go somewhere else, go somewhere far from here, somewhere far, far away, where dreams come true and dreams come to reality. But I know not who I am. I know not what I want. I know not what I desire. And I shake, and I stumble, and I fall. I'm falling into the sea of despair. I walk and I wander far, far away into the land of Neverland, and never and always, and permanency and forever. Never and always, permanency and forever. And I try to find something I'm yearning for, and I shake and I cry, and I leave the place that I've found security, and I wander to somewhere else, somewhere that's more real. All I want is something real. All I want is something more, something that could fulfill my desires, something that could fill me with tranquility. I could leave the sea of despair and go to a sea of tranquility. But I'll never get there. It's too far away. I don't know the way to get there. I don't know the steps I would take to find it. I don't know how far away it is, and I don't know how perilous the journey is to get there. It could be on the other side of the planet. It could be a place I could never go. It could be a dream I never had, a wish I never made. Um, so I search and I wander and I yearn for more. I'm filled with desire, a burning flame. And this is all I know. This pain, this sea of despair is all I know. And is my shame. Let me know in the comments below. Are you in a sea of despair? Do you feel something more inside you than I feel in me? Do you feel satisfied, or are your desires unmet? Let me know in the comments below. Are you in a sea of despair as I am? Please subscribe to this channel to be part of the community. Please like this video. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.